Our next guest is a senior at Nevada Union High School. He has played on the tennis team for 4 years and is in the Jazz and Symphonic Band. He asked the school board 2 months ago for some kind of statement about the proposed Every Student Belongs resolution. Please help me welcome Spencer Gillespie. Welcome, Spencer. I think we have that wrong. You didn't send a notice 2 months ago about the resolution per se.
No, I asked 2 months ago just for sort of anything because the school board had been kind of radio silent about really just supporting students with the recent administration and just the current culture war as it is. There are many different leaders and politicians across the country that really are saying, quite negative things about different groups of people.
So as far as diversity, equity, inclusion type topics. Okay, got it. So
whether it's, immigrants or different varieties of queerness.
Yes, yes, right. So you were concerned about that 2 months ago, and that precedes the resolution that was voted upon 2 weeks ago. So I get it. Okay, so you sort of were prescient. You had sort of a spidey feel that you should speak up. Why do you think that you felt so strongly?
Almost every single one of my teachers had given just of their own volition some sort of different talks to their class saying, hey, I'm here, you're safe in my class, I will support you regardless of political climate. We'd gotten something pretty similar from our principal and school admin, but we hadn't really seen anything from the board.
Right.
And so I thought, maybe if I just ask, they'll say something. So I went up and I asked, and they all said in their while they were talking with their monthly reports, they all worked into their something about supporting students.
Okay.
Though it wasn't an official position of the board at that point. It was just said in meeting. And then, of course, a month later, the resolution comes up, and from there, I'm pretty sure.
The story was told.
Yeah, the story's been told.
So at the board meeting at which this resolution was voted down, did you speak at that meeting?
I had someone speak on my behalf. I was down in Sacramento just finishing up a tennis match.
Okay,
so I texted my mom, who was at the board meeting, what I wanted to say, and so she read that out.
Okay, nice mom.
Yes.
Okay. What did you think about the vote?
I was hugely surprised. I was so shocked because, like I said, every single board member said that they do support students, and then 3 of them voted against. It felt a little bit like a bit of a knife in the back. Really?
Okay. Yeah. Were you clear, or did you understand what their position was, why they voted no?
The $1.7 million potential federal funding
that could be
taken away
from the county as far as the administration's DEI mandates.
Yeah.
Got it. So what did you think about that as a reason to vote no?
I think it can be made as a legitimate point, but I don't think it works because, looking at the walkout that happened at NU and Godoti, there was about 300 kids there.
Yes.
For $1.7 million, that values each of those kids at less than $6,000 apiece.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's one way to look at it, yeah.
That's just, the simple math. So, would you support me for $6,000 of funding? I think I'm worth more than that.
Right, okay.
As a person, as a student. And I think all of our students are.
Mm-hmm.
And so I can see the calculations they did. I just don't weigh the funding the same as they do.
So money versus values is really what it came down to for you. So tell me, Spencer, where do you think this resolution came from? Or is the culture, what is going on where a resolution of this sort is even necessary. Plus, we have Title VI and other policy, school district policies and state and federal policies that will definitely, take a stand against bullying or any kind of violence or anything. So what is going on with our district and the culture?
Let's see. Well, the reason the resolution is important is because it's an active statement that says we are still with you. It's real easy to say, oh no, we still have that in policy, so we're good. But that doesn't actually send any sort of a signal to students that the district actively supports them. And then for why such a statement would be needed, our campus is a relatively safe one. We're pretty good, but even then...
You feel safe? Your friends feel safe?
I mean...
As safe as any...
I personally do, but I know plenty of people who avoid certain areas, avoid certain groups, maybe not for fear of physical violence, but definitely, being called different names or even slurs, jokes made at their expense for things they can't control. A couple months ago, we had some vandalism in a bathroom where someone burned swastikas into the stalls, and then earlier in the year, in the fall, someone spray painted a bunch of swastikas in the parking lot.
Yes.
And a couple slurs too.
Right, and so that's definitely against the law. I mean...
Yeah, definitely against the law. And with those sorts of things happening, it's nice to know that our board members still are actively there with us and not just coasting along.
Okay, I get it. Yeah. Okay. I really appreciate that insight. Tell me, my understanding, having just interviewed a few minutes ago President Andrew Klein, that he is open to, once the dust settles and there's more clarity coming down from the state and clarity coming down from the feds and everybody knows exactly where they stand, he's certainly open to revisiting this. And he's also more than open to discussing the culture and discussing what else can happen if this resolution is not enforced. Then what else do we need to do? Would you sit down perhaps with him or some other and maybe brainstorm? I'm sure he would be open to that. Would you be open to that?
Yeah, I would, as long as he takes it in good faith. The problem is, I don't know if you saw his response to the walkout in the union, talking about how our protest is against democracy and how we need to get our butts back in class for economics and math, which, I'm in macro econ now. I was in AP US government last semester. It's pretty insulting to be told that I don't know what I'm doing, and so I don't know if that same sentiment from him would carry through to the sort of discussion you're talking about.
It would be interesting to find out.
But if he approached it from a good faith place and was genuinely interested in listening to what his students have to say, then yeah, I'd totally be down for that.
Okay, interesting. My observation, not that it's worth much, but my observation is that, that everyone has best intentions and that the perspectives and the intentions are filtered through a different, in a different way, and people come to different conclusions. But I'm hoping, for the students and for everyone's sake that as we move on, I know there's another board meeting coming up somewhere in the middle of May.
Yeah, second Wednesday.
Second Wednesday, right around the 12th, I think. I should have looked that up. I didn't. That there is a continued conversation. Are you feeling that will happen? Is it possible?
I would be. I am fully expecting this resolution to be brought up again.
Okay.
The board meeting's going to be packed with spectators and people wanting to say their piece. The community isn't just letting this go. That I do know. Okay,
interesting. Well, I'm looking forward to a peaceful and proactive resolution to all of this, resolution to the resolution, and to hearing more about what you and other students have to say about this sticky issue. It seems that we are every single day faced with some sticky issues, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So anyway, Spencer, thank you so much. Really appreciate your input, and perhaps you can come back at another time and we can talk again.
I'd be happy to be here. Thanks
for
having me.
Welcome. A pleasure.